Hello dear students, this is Vishal sir from IGRA High School. Today we'll study part 2 in standard 10th NCERT syllabus chapter 2 acid, bases and salts. Our first topic today would be how strong are acid or base solutions. We know how acid base indicators can be used to distinguish between an acid and a base. We have also learned in the previous section about dilution and decrease in the concentration of hydrogen or hydroxide ion in this solution. Can we quantitatively find the amount of these ions present in a solution? Can we judge how strong a given acid or a base is? We can do this by making use of a universal indicator, which is a mixture of several indicators. The universal indicator shows different colors at different concentration of hydrogen ion in a solution. A scale for measuring hydrogen ion concentration in a solution is called pH scale. The P in pH stands for potence in German, meaning power. On the pH scale, we can measure the pH generally from 0, it is very acidic, to 14, very alkaline. pH should be thought of simply as a number which indicates the acidic or basic nature of a solution. Higher hydronium ion concentration, lower is the pH value. The pH of neutral solution is 7. Values less than 7 on the pH scale represent acidic solution. The pH value increases from 7 to 14. It represents the increase in hydroxide ion concentration in the solution, that is, increase in the strength of alkali. Generally, paper impregnated with universal indicator is used for measuring pH. The strength of acid and base depends on the number of hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion produced. If we take hydrochloric acid and acetic acid of the same concentration, say 1 molar, then these produce different amount of hydrogen ion. Acids can give rise to more hydrogen ion, are said to be strong acid, and acids that give less hydrogen ion are said to be weak acid. In the same manner, you can tell about base. A strong base is a base which produces more hydroxide ion, and a weak base produces less hydroxide ion. Now let's study another topic, importance of pH in everyday life. Are plants and animals pH sensitive? Our body works within the pH range of 7 to 7.8. Living organism can survive only a narrow range of pH. When pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, it is called acid rain. When acid rain flows into the river, it lowers the pH of the river water. The survival of aquatic life in such rivers becomes difficult. So dear students, our life exists in a certain amount of pH. If the pH lowers than that or increases than that, that means the life is in danger. Living being won't exist in beyond and below the limit of the pH. What is the pH of soil in your backyard? Plants require a specific pH range for their healthy growth. To find out the pH required for the healthy growth of plant, you can collect the soil from various places and check the pH in the manner described below. You can also note down which plant is growing in the region from which you have collected the soil. Let's read the activity 2.12. Put about 2 grams soil in a test tube and add 5 ml water to it. Check the content of the test tube. Filter the content and collect the filtrate in a test tube. Check the pH of this filtrate with the help of universal indicator paper. What can you conclude about the ideal soil pH for the growth of the plants in your region? So dear students, plants, also a form of living being, requires certain pH for a better growth. If it doesn't get that pH, it won't grow. Soil may become acidic due to the use of excessive fertilizers or may become alkaline. We have to balance that by adding limestone when it is acidic and gypsum when it is basic. pH in our digestive system. It is very interesting to note that our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. It helps in the digestion of food without harming the stomach. During indigestion, the stomach produces too much acid and this causes pain and irritation. To get rid of this pain, people use base called antacid. One such remedy must have been suggested by you at the beginning of this chapter. These antacid neutralizes the excess acid. Magnesium hydroxide, also known as milk of magnesia, is a mild base often used for this purpose. So dear students, as we have studied in the earlier chapter, our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. The pH of that hydrochloric acid is between 1 and 3. It destroys the pathogenic bacteria as well as increases the digestion of protein. What if the acid produces at excess? Then person may feel like acidity. For that he uses mild base which neutralizes that acidic reaction. pH causes the tooth decay. Tooth decay starts when the pH of the mouth is lower than 5.5. Tooth enamel, this is the covering on the tooth made up of calcium hydroxapatite, a crystalline form of calcium phosphate, is the hardest substance in the body. So actually our teeth are open bones, but they need some covering to protect itself from the outer surrounding. That covering is enamel. Enamel is made up of calcium hydroxapatite. It covers the bone and protects the bone from acid attack. Acid is produced in the mouth when we consume sugar or edible things left in the mouth. To digest that edible or the sugar, the mouth produces or the saliva produces acid which disturbs the animal. It does not dissolve in water but corroded when pH in the mouth is below 5.5. Bacteria present in the mouth produce acid by degradation of sugar and food particle remaining in the mouth after eating. The best way to prevent this is to clean the mouth after eating food. Using toothpaste, which are generally basic, for cleaning the teeth can neutralize the excess acid and prevent tooth decay. Self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. Have you ever been stung by a honeybee? Bee stings leaves an acid which cause pain and irritation. Use of a mild base like baking soda on the sting area gives relief. Stinging hair of nettle leaves inject methanoic acid causing burning pain. This shows a diagram of nettle leaves, which is a herbaceous plant. Its leaves have stinging hair because it contains methanoic acid, and you can neutralize that by rubbing the leaf of dock plant, which often grows beside the nettle of the wild. Here are some natural occurring acids. Vinegar has acetic acid, orange has citric acid, tamarind has tartaric acid, tomato has oxalic acid, sour milk, that is curd, has lactic acid, lemon has citric acid, and sting has methanoic acid, and nettle sting has methanoic acid. Now let's go through another topic called salts, the family of salts. Now when we talk about salts, it doesn't mean the common salt alone. There are many compounds found which are not acidic, not basic. Such compounds are called salts. The examples of salts are potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate, and ammonium chloride. Salts have the same positive or negative radical are said to belong to a family. For example, in sodium chloride and sodium sulfate belonging to the family of sodium salt. Similarly, sodium chloride and potassium chloride belong to the chloride family. Now let's study the pH of the salt. Salts of strong acid and strong base are neutral with pH value of 7. So when we do neutralization reaction and your products are strong acid and strong base, the pH you will obtain of the salt will be neutral. But on the other hand, when you take a strong acid and a weak base, the salt produced will be acidic with pH value less than 7. And of a strong base and weak acid, the salt produced will be basic with pH value more than 7. Chemicals from common salt. By now, you have learned that salt formed by the combination of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide solution is called sodium chloride. This is the salt that you use in food. You must have observed in the above activity that it is a neutral salt. Seawater contains many salts dissolved in it. Sodium chloride is separated from this salt. Deposits of sodium salt are also found in several parts of the world. These large crystals are often brown due to impurities. It is called rock salt. Beds of rock salt were formed when sea of bygone ages dried up. Rock salt is mined like coal. You must have heard about Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi March. Did you know that sodium chloride was such an important symbol in our struggle for freedom? Let's study about common salt. The salt that we use in our kitchen. It is also a raw material for chemicals. As you know, in kitchen, mostly all things are added salt for taste. In the same manner, the same common salt is used as a raw material for chemical industries. The common salt thus obtained is an important raw material for various material of daily use, such as sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder, and many more. Let us see how one substance is used for making all these different substances. The first is sodium hydroxide. When electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride called brine. So when you mix salt in water and the solution that you obtain is called brine. And when electricity is passed through that brine, it decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. The process is called chlor-alkali process because of the product formed chlor for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide. That means when salt is added in water and electricity is passed through it, you obtain sodium hydroxide, chlorine and hydrogen gas. So, three products are obtained from sodium chloride. Chlorine gas is given off at the anode, that is the positive of the battery, and hydrogen gas at the cathode. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. The three products produced in this process are all useful. So from a single raw material, you can obtain three different materials. From the diagram where these three materials are used, chlorine can be used in water treatment, swimming pools, PVC, disinfectants, CFCs, pesticides, and so on. Hydrogen is used as fuel, margarine, ammonia for fertilizers, and so on. This blue colored part is brine, which on electrolysis, that is passing electricity to it, produces sodium hydroxide, which is used in degreasing metals, soap and detergents, paper making, artificial fibers. So from only one process we can obtain three different materials or three important materials that can be used further. The second product that we obtain is bleaching powder. You already come to know that chlorine is produced during the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride. This chlorine gas is used for the manufacture of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine on dry silicate lime. Bleaching powder is represented as CaOCl2, though the actual composition is quite complex. So the formula for bleaching powder is CaOCl2. Uses of bleaching powder. It is used for bleaching cotton and linen in textile industry, for bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, and for bleaching washed clothes in laundries. Dear children, the books that you use has white paper. That paper which is actually made from wood pulp and its original color is yellowish or brownish. So to make it white, bleaching powder is used. It is also used as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries and to make drinking water free from germs. Baking soda. The baking soda is commonly used in kitchen for making tasty crispy pakoras. Sometimes it is added for faster cooking. The chemical name of the compound is sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. It is produced using sodium chloride as one of the raw material. Here you can see in the formula sodium chloride added with water, carbon dioxide and ammonia, ammonium chloride and sodium hydrogen carbonate is produced. Did you check the pH of sodium hydrogen carbonate? Can you correlate why it can be used to neutralize an acid? It is a mild, non-corrosive basic salt. The following reaction takes place when it is heated during cooking. Sodium hydrogen carbonate has got various uses in the household. Uses for baking soda. For making baking powder, which is a mixture of baking soda and a mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. When baking powder is heated or mixed in water, following reaction takes place. NaHCO3 plus hydrogen gives carbon dioxide gas, water and sodium salt of acid. So, when we use baking soda for baking bread, it becomes spongy due to the presence of carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas produced during the reaction can cause bread or cake to rise, making them soft and spongy. Number 2. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is also an ingredient in antacid. Being alkaline, it neutralizes excess acid in the stomach and provides relief. It is also used in soda acid fire extinguisher, washing soda. Another chemical that can be obtained from sodium chloride is Na2CO3.10H2O, that is washing soda. You have seen above that sodium carbonate can be obtained by heating baking soda. Recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda. It is also a basic salt. Na2CO3 and adding crystals of water to it, washing soda is obtained. What does 10H2O signify? Does it make Na2CO3 wet? We will address this question in the next section. Sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate are useful chemical for many industrial process as well. Uses of washing soda. Sodium carbonate is used in glass, soap and paper industry. It is used in manufacture of sodium compound such as borax. Sodium carbonate can be used as a cleaning agent for domestic purpose. It is used for removing permanent hardness of water. Are the crystals of salts really dry? Let's read the activity 2.15. Heat a few crystals of copper sulfate in a dry boiling tube. Now, the actual color of copper sulfate is blue, and while you heat, it loses its color. What is the color of the copper sulfate after heating? Do you notice water droplets in the boiling tube? Where have these come from? Add 2-3 drops of water on the sample of copper sulfate obtained after heating. So, when copper sulfate is heated, the blue color changes to white color. As soon as you add 2 to 3 drops of water to it, it again turns blue. That means the color blue is the actual copper sulfate which has the amount of some water in it. That amount of water is called crystals of water. Copper sulfate crystal which seem to be dry contain water of crystallization. When we heat the crystal, this water is removed and salt turns white. If you moisten the crystal again with water, you will find the blue color of the crystal reappears. Water of crystallization is the fixed number of water molecule present in one formula unit of the salt. 5 water molecules are present in one formula unit of copper salt. Chemical formula for hydrated copper sulfate is CuSO4.5H2O. So whenever you see any amount like this H2O with some number before it, it shows the crystals of water. The same was in washing soda. One another salt which possesses water of crystallization is gypsum. It has 2 water molecules as water of crystallization. It has the chemical formula CaSO4.2H2O, plaster of Paris. On heating gypsum at 373 Kelvin, it loses water molecules and becomes calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This is called plaster of Paris. The substance which doctors use as plaster for supporting fracture bone in the right position. It is also used in home decorations, also used in making toys. Plaster of Paris is a white powder and on mixing with water it changes to gypsum, once again giving hard solid mass. That is, when plaster of Paris is added water, it becomes gypsum with a hard quality. Note that only half a water molecule is shown to be attached as water of crystallization. It is written in this form because 2 formulas unit of CaSO4 share one molecule of water. Plaster of Paris is used for making toys, material for decoration, and for making surface smooth. So dear children, we have understood the whole lesson. Your part 2 ends here. Thank you.